This is the story of a fisherman, John, who has set out to fish with his small boat, but after a short distance, something strange happens to him. There is a storm all around the sea, meaning the fog spreads, and he does not see anything far away. He survives a lot of time in this fog and then he sees a boat far away. Surprisingly, he did not see a single person in that boat. He now wants to check it, so he ties his boat with a rope and goes inside to check it. There he was shocked to see that there was no one in this boat. Although everything was normal there, even the food was fresh there. All the effects of humans were there, but there were no humans. Now John tries to start the boat, but he finds out that the engine of the boat is broken. He was surprised to see such a big boat alone in such a big sea. Not far away, he tries to investigate the surroundings. Maybe the owner of this boat is nearby and has gone fishing with a small boat, but there was so much fog that he could not see anything. Now John goes back to the control room and turns on the radio messenger from there. He sends a message to the headquarters that this boat is stuck in the sea. If anyone is listening to me, please answer me. After doing all this, he decided that he would go in his own boat. And as soon as he came up, he was surprised to see that his boat had disappeared from there, although he had tied the boat well. As soon as his own boat disappeared, another strange thing happened to him, that all the fog was removed from here. The sky was completely clear. It was time to swim, so he came back in the same ship. Now, because he himself was stuck in this boat, so he tries to find his way through the map, and he tries to find out where he is now and which way he has to take to get back home. Another problem was that the engine of this boat was also broken. If he had to save his life, then somehow he had to drive this boat. Now he starts trying to fix the engine. He finds a toolbox from this boat, and after a little while he was able to fix his engine. This was a great achievement for him. Now the boat was working. He could have taken this boat anywhere, but at least he understood the way. That's why he contacts the control room again, but no one answers him. Then the poor guy comes back up, and as soon as he comes up, he needs to go to the washroom. No one was watching him. Instead of going down, he decides to work in the sea. But then suddenly someone pushed him from behind, because of which he fell. He could have drowned in the water, but by holding the railing, he saved his life with great difficulty. The air pressure was so high that it was difficult for him to come back. Now he would have drowned, but he would not lose hope. And as soon as he holds the railing, he comes back into this boat. In all this, his work could not be done. That's why he went down to the toilet. As soon as he went down, someone closed his door tightly. John did not pay attention to this, because he thought that maybe it was closed due to the air pressure. But as soon as he got free and turned back, the door was locked. Now he tries to open this door from everywhere. He also tries to open it by taking out a coin from his pocket, but this thing did not work. His mind was getting worse. He felt that there is someone in the ship who is playing a dirty game with him and is torturing him. He started screaming loudly, "Please, whoever it is, open this door. I did not come here for any theft. Believe me, I just came to check." Despite saying so much, no one answered him. Now whatever he had to do it himself. He opens the cabin here. He sees a shocking thing, that there was blood in the cabin. It was a scary thing. But he does not pay attention, and tries to open the door again by taking out a scissor from here. And once again, it fails. Now this boat was also moving continuously. John had arrived. Suddenly, he sees a window above. When he comes out of the window and looks around, he sees a cargo ship coming from far away. He saw that the direction of the cargo ship is exactly towards his ship. If the cargo ship comes here, then his ship will be destroyed and he will die. To save his life, he wanted to give a signal to the cargo ship. But how would he give? He was stuck here. He takes out his shirt and gives a signal to the cargo ship, but no one from the cargo ship could see him. Now he had to save his life somehow, so he had to stop his ship. Otherwise, the cargo ship would have destroyed it. Then he sees a rope above the window, and he gets the idea that he stopped the ship with this rope. He ties the rope and throws it out so that the boat can stop. But something bad happened to him here. The rope got stuck with the fan of his ship, and from inside the bathroom, the rope got stuck in his throat. His throat was now choking. He would die. But with great difficulty, he gets his neck out of this rope with some other tool. His neck was completely red. He was about to die, but he survived. Anyway, this ship stopped because of the fan of the rope, but it was still not enough. The cargo ship still collides with his ship. Because of this, his ship gets a very bad shock, and he also falls here and becomes unconscious. He also had a head injury. When John came to his senses, he saw that the bathroom was now filled with water, and the shocking thing was that it was not the water of the sea, but pure water. That is, there was someone who was trying to scare him. He begs one more time, "Whoever you are, please leave me." But no one was listening to him. He was now hungry and thirsty. His strength had also decreased. After drinking water, he uses the shower of the washroom. He sees that the water was over. When he starts drinking fresh water, He finds out that now this water was salty. That is, it was the water of the sea. And so he knows that there is a hole in his boat. There is a hole through which the water of the sea is coming into the boat. And now soon this boat will sink. He tries again to open this door, but it seems that someone has closed the door from the outside. It was also night, and when the scene above the boat is shown, it is found that someone was running this boat. Who is invisible? He is not visible. He is definitely an evil creature. The water had also come up a lot, and in this shock, John also fell asleep. At night, a storm came into the sea. Due to the storm, the boat was also badly damaged, and John was also badly injured. In the morning, when he opened his eyes, the water level had increased so much that only his face was outside. Now he had accepted that he would die in a little while. But then he heard a click sound, and as soon as he turned the handle, the door was open. Due to the pressure of the water, the door breaks and falls out, and in this way John is released from here. First of all, he goes on top of the boat and breathes fresh air, because the oxygen level below was very low. Now he knew that whoever is here is trying to torture him in every way. He can't tolerate more torture than this. Along with that, the water was also filling in the boat below. He knew that this boat would sink at any time. He had decided that he would not stay here. That's why he gets an idea in his mind. He takes airbags from this ship, and with the broken bathroom door below, he ties all those things together and makes a small raft for himself, so that he can escape through it. But some other things were also necessary. How does he run this raft? He arranges all the things on this big boat. He even takes food from here. And then he gets off this boat. Finally, now he was in his raft. While he was driving, he was slowly moving forward with great effort, and this big boat was standing in front of him. Hours pass. He also can't travel much, and he sees that the boat is also standing in the same way, about which he was thinking that it will sink in to 10 minutes. If it hasn't sunk yet, it means that it won't sink. Thinking this, he gets an idea in his mind. Why not fix the leakage system of this boat? In this way, I will also be able to travel in the same boat easily. Thinking this, he comes back to this boat. First of all, he fixes the leakage of the boat, and then he makes a pump, with the help of which all the seawater in the boat easily came back to the sea. After finishing the leakage and removing the water, he fixed all the problems in this boat, and he also repaired this boat from the outside, so that there is no problem in the journey ahead. After doing all this, he tries to call for help through the radio again. But this time also, when he didn't get any answer, he came back to the boat. He had a map. He tries to find the way again, and he moves this boat. But once again, this boat deceives him, and doesn't move. That boat was completely still. It was stuck in the water, and this thing put him in tension. Now he was completely tired. Meanwhile, he sees another ship coming far away, and he decides to go to that other ship through his small raft to save his life. And as soon as he takes his raft and leaves for him, this ship moves on its own, and it starts following him so fast that he thought that this ship would crush him and kill him. He increases his speed, but it was of no use, because that big ship had increased its speed even more. And before this ship collided with him, he jumps off his raft and decides to go to the other ship that was floating, but by then, that other ship had already left. And seeing this, he understood that there is something evil on this boat that is not letting him go far away from himself. He had thought that even if he dies in the water, he will not go to that boat. He kept swimming in the water till evening, but now the temperature of the water had dropped a lot. The water was very cold, and there were dolphins below. Now to get rid of the cold, he comes back to the boat. He was so sick that he didn't think of anything and went to sleep in the room with a blanket. When he woke up in the morning, he decided to leave again. But now the door of his room was also closed. He was very frustrated. What was happening to him? He was not able to understand. Then he sees a small cabin here. When he opened it, he saw that there is a way from above. There is a light that can open and go out of here. He now went inside that cabin. The place was very small. Actually, it was a storage area. Through this storage area, whenever he tried to climb up from here, he fell down. In this way, he had many injuries, but he didn't give up. And he climbed up again and tried to open that light, but he also couldn't open it at all. It felt like it was sealed. The oxygen level of this place had also dropped a lot. The door of the cabin was also not opening, so that he could go back to the room. Once again, he had accepted that he would die. Due to lack of oxygen, before he became unconscious, he heard the sound of a click again, and the cabin opened. As soon as the cabin opened, he immediately came out of the boat. When he came out, he saw that the boat was coming on a small island. Seeing this, he got courage and breathed. Now let's get rid of this evil boat. As soon as the boat reaches the shore of the island, John also gets off this boat immediately. He felt that there was a person on this island who was controlling that boat and torturing John. He got close and picked up a rod to teach that man a lesson. But as soon as he explored this island, He was shocked that there was no sign of a human being on this island. Once again, he was upset. When he came out of this island, a new scene bothered him. The boat that had brought him here. Now he was walking in front of it again, as if he is going to find another prey of his own. And seeing this, John was 100% sure that the boat and the island's control is in the hands of 100% evil energies. He had to get out of here. He had a life. While doing some research, when he goes to the highest point of this island, he sees another island nearby. He couldn't see what was happening on it. As he was roaming around, he came to the back of the island. He was shocked when he came here because this was the same place from where John had started his journey at the start of the movie. And here, his boat was also tied up like before. And now there were humans on this place like before. It seemed that as if nothing had happened. John saw all this, and it was his bad dream. But all that happened with John in reality. Who brought his boat here? And what was the reality of this island? What was behind everything that happened with John? This is not told in the movie. And the movie ends here with these questions.